Where did the Olympics originate?
Greece.
Olympics? Australia.
I do not know where the Olympics originated.
The Olympics originated, you already know, in Greece. Over in Europe, you know what I'm saying? Oh, my mom's Olympian. Shout out Tina Eddy.
Oh my God.
That's real.
Alright. What did the Olympics represent?
Sport.
Maybe it was just something to do with involve all countries.
Gladiators.
Unite.
Unite? Okay.
Unite all countries.
But I believe they represented kind of like all the countries coming together and being together and getting along in competition, not fighting or attacking each other.
Back in ancient times, it represented, you know, who was the best competitors around the world. Who was the greatest of the greatest to come to Greece and compete, sometimes for their life, but a lot of times who could compete and be crowned champion, who could get the gold or the silver or the bronze, you know what I'm saying? Who was the best of the best? Couldn't be in there and be no scrub.
Okay.
In the United States?
The first forms of democracy. So democracy being like everybody has their own like input on it. That would be, believe it was in Europe. I'm gonna say in France.
Where did early forms of democracy originate?
Early forms of democracy, well, you will never know. You know what I'm saying, how America's set up nowadays, you don't know about democracy. You can be walking down the street, get arrested for nothing. That's crazy, right? So, how these early forms of democracy start? I don't know, probably start with the people, because, you know, the good people come together and we just form unions. You know what I'm saying? Unions was the start of one, and, you know what I mean? Everybody speaking out their rights. Some people lost their life, you know, RP, but real talk. This is how everything got started. That's real. I'm just keeping it all the way.
Here.
What's here?
The United States.
Okay.
An artist.
Alexander the Great was a king who thought he was on his high horse, you know what I'm saying? They dethroned him, by the way. He was trying to go to countries and take countries over. I think he was a Spanish king, something like that. But yeah, Alexander the Great tried to come to the country, take your women, take your money, all your jewelry, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, the Greeks came through and dethroned him real quick. You know, Spain was under control of Greece for over 1,000 years. You know, shout out my Spanish partners, shout out my Greece partners too. You know what I'm saying?
Alexander the Great was a leader in Greece, I believe. And
Why was he so important?
Either like painting or whatever. Wait, no, maybe he was a king or something.
Which one do you think?
Both.
Okay.
He was so important because he was what they say, a conquistador. So he'd come through and, like I said, take all your women, all your money, all your jewelry, all your food, you know what I'm saying? He'd leave your country with nothing. And then as your country started to rebuild, he'd come and do the same thing again. He did that to Italy, he did that to France, but he couldn't do that to Greece, you know what I'm saying? He couldn't do that to none of the Greeks because the Greeks were seen as the gods at the time. So when it came down to it, he would come take that from the little countries, but when he with the big boys, you know, they come through and strip them for everything. So that's what it was.
All right, thank you, Jalen.
Thank you.
And he was great because everybody feared him. He was a war. He was a general, I believe a general or some type of military leader, and he just would conquer everyone and was feared by everybody, but like he's at the same time a pretty decent guy and a good leader.
Today the Olympics still happen. The Olympics are now a representation of the best athletes from different countries around the world, and they compete against each other for a victory as it symbolizes unity. In ancient Greece, the Olympics were held to honor the gods as they competed for glory. Early forms of democracy originated in ancient Greece. It's relevant today because the United States and so many other countries currently use the different forms of democracy today. Alexander the Great was a king from ancient Greece. He conquered a huge empire which was from Greece to India. He is known as one of the most influential leaders of all time. And today, a lot of rulers want to have the same significance that Alexander the Great had in his time while he was ruling.